Well, happy Tuesday morning, everyone, and welcome back. My name is Don K. Preston. I am the president of Preterist Research Institute of Ardmore, Oklahoma. Hey, look, I know that I began the series on John Hagee and the four blood moons, and we're going to get back to that. However, I was actually in the midst of doing a short series on whether or not the Pope is the Antichrist and whether or not the Roman Catholic Church is Babylon of Revelation, because well, you know, the Pope visited America. He is the 226th Pope, and he was supposed to meet with the President of the United States on the 226th day, and on and on and on it went. We were assured that this is a sign of the end. We are told, by the way, there are supposedly prophecies and predictions that this pope will be the last pope, that it's proof that we're in the last days. Well, look, please go back and look at my previous two videos. The Pope is here and the end is near, or not, is the title. And just listen and watch and read the Bible for yourself, those references and those historical facts that I've shared with you. Those facts include, number one, Babylon of Revelation is a city that killed the prophets. As I shared with you, when you see the term the prophets, and there's not a contextual qualifier that tells you who they were, it is invariably Old Covenant prophets. Well, the Roman Catholic Church never ever killed an Old Covenant prophet. The Old Covenant came to an end in AD 70. The Roman Catholic Church did not come into existence for centuries and centuries after that. Point number two, video number two, Babylon of Revelation, called That Great City. And oh, by the way, guess what? Jerusalem was actually called That Great City by Roman historians, besides even Josephus, the Jewish historian. But in Revelation chapter 11, verse 8, Babylon is called, spiritually designated, Sodom. I shared with you the only city in all of the Bible that is ever spiritually designated as Sodom, Old Covenant Jerusalem. But the interpretive phrase of Revelation chapter 11, verse 8, explains and defines explicitly who Babylon was. It is the city where the Lord was slain. I don't care how you want to slice it or dice it, as the saying goes, Jesus was not slain in the Roman Catholic Church, in the streets of Italy. Just didn't happen. Okay, point number three, Babylon of Revelation is the city that shed all of the blood on the earth, and specifically of the apostles and prophets of Jesus. Notice Revelation chapter 18, 20. Rejoice over her, that's Babylon, O heaven and you holy apostles and prophets, for God has avenged you on her. Verse 24. In her was found the blood of the prophets and of the saints and of all who were slain on the earth. Notice now Jesus' words in Luke chapter 13, 28 to 31. Jesus was warned not to go to Jerusalem because Herod sought to kill him. And Jesus says, well, you go tell that fox that I must travel today and tomorrow and be perfected. And after that I'll be perfected. But he said this, it is not possible that a prophet perish outside of Jerusalem. Now, he wasn't being woodenly literal, as some want to be, but what he was saying is that Jerusalem was the source of the persecution of the prophets. And notice now, Luke 11, 49 and following. Speaking of Jerusalem, he said, O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, behold, I send to you, watch this very carefully, okay? I send to you apostles and prophets. Some of them you shall scourge, some of them you shall crucify, that upon you may come all of the blood of all of the righteous shed on the earth. What did Revelation 18 say? Well, rejoice over her, apostles and prophets, because in her was found all of the blood shed on the earth, but God has avenged you on her. Jesus himself said that it was Jerusalem that was a source of persecution against his apostles and prophets. He said it was Jerusalem guilty of shedding all of the blood shed on the earth. John in Revelation says it was Babylon guilty of shedding all of the blood on the earth, including the apostles and prophets. Now, folks, how do we make Babylon anything other than Old Covenant Jerusalem? These 3 points. Babylon killed the Old Covenant prophets. It is where the Lord was slain. And Babylon killed the apostles and prophets of Jesus, are definitive in identifying Babylon of Revelation. And it was not the Roman Catholic Church. It was not the Pope as the Antichrist. There's only one city in all of history that qualifies who is actually guilty of doing what John in Revelation described Babylon as being guilty of. And that's Old Covenant Jerusalem. And look, there's so much more. And I have so much more in my book, Who is This Babylon? Go to my website, eschatology.org, Bible or BibleProphecy.com. Order the book, Who is This Babylon? Make a note to me that you saw the offer on YouTube or Facebook, and I'll refund your shipping. Hey, thanks so much for joining me for this morning's morning musings. I want to get back to the John Hagee 4 blood moon stuff, so I'm going to let this suffice on the Pope and the Roman Catholic Church, unless you just want me to do some more a little bit later. If you do, let me know, and I'll be glad to do so. Again, thanks for joining me. We'll see you on the flip side.